Hello, this is Florence Alyssa and I'm here to give my reflections about the essays and novels of RIZAL. So I'll start first with the essay The Philippines a Century Hence, and I will use the mode microscope. So the essay written by Dr. Alyssa entitled The Philippines a Century Hence features how the Philippines was like during his time and how it will be in the near future. In his essay, these words struck me. The Philippine races, just like all the Malays, do not submit before the foreigner. Filipinos accept civilization and lives and thrives in different environment and various individual he contacts with. So Rizal was right, and as for me, this line remains true today. This implies that in our society, our true character as Filipinos. For example, we experience today the dispute between our country and China about the latter occupation of our islands in the West Philippine Sea. Despite China's invasion, we Filipinos did not give up and still continued the fight for our rights in our territory till we get what's rightfully ours. On the other hand, it remains true that we Filipinos find it easy to coexist with different people and environment. For example, there are a lot of overseas Filipino workers who works abroad to find better wages and better living, and most of them as described by foreigners as friendly, courteous, kind, and hardworking. Through these examples, I can see some of the Filipinos' character as described by Rizal during his time, which remain present today and I believe will remain still forever. Now, for the next topic, I will give my reflection about por telefono with the mode of reflection, which is microscope. So, the essay written by Dr. Rizal entitled Por Telefono is a witty satirical play made by Dr. Rizal, published in 1889 as a reply to Father Salvador Font for his discrimination and initiating the banning of Rizal's Noli Me Tangere in the fall of 1889. In this essay, Rizal he condemns the rule of the friars during his time through satire and irony. Here he shows how the friars live and indulge in the donations they receive from the ilustrados through a funny telephone conversation between Father Salvador Font and the provincial friar of the San Agustin convent in Manila. In his essay, this word struck me, which was mentioned ironically. Father Baldomero and one of his colleagues did not visit the school for girls and dormitories while the girls were dressing and changing clothes, neither talked to the prettiest ones in the dark and away from other people. This is one of the reasons why Rizal condemned some of those friars during his time. Not only that they are corrupt, but they also committed other heinous crimes such as rape. So this implies in our society that even those with respected and trusted position in our community can commit crime. For example, from then on now we can still hear cases of rape committed by priests or individuals who are unexpectedly can commit such heinous crimes. Therefore, there's a need to strengthen the moral of the people in our society and the need for more effective laws to ensure the safety of everyone, so to decrease the incidence of criminal activities. So for the next one, I will give my reflection about the vision of Fray Rodriguez with the mode microscope. So the essay written by Dr. Rizal entitled The Vision of Fray Rodriguez is another satire which portrays further the actions of some friars which oppose to the priesthood by showing a conversation between Saint Augustine and Augustinian priest Friar Jose Rodriguez. The saint criticizes the priest by revealing to him his abuse of power under the Catholic Church's name and having deficient understanding about the Christian's teaching and the doctrines. In this essay, This ironic lines caught my attention. As a punishment for his stubbornness and stupidity, Saint Augustine told him to continue to write more stupidity so that all men may laugh at him. This implies in our society, and as the saying goes, with great power comes with great responsibility, meaning that one should be wise and responsible enough in using his or her power for good only. For example, priests or anyone with high position in our society, such as the government officials, they can easily manipulate and abuse their power for their own benefit. And everyone who are victims of corruption will definitely disagree with them. So since then and now, there's still a need to strengthen the law to eliminate corruption and other illegal activities that is detrimental to the integrity of our society. So for the next one, I will give my reflection about Sobre la Indolencia de los Filipinos with the mode mirror. So in this written essay of Dr. RIZAL entitled Sobre la Indolencia de los Filipinos, he countered accusations of the Spaniards that Filipinos are lazy or indolent during the Spanish colonization. He explained in different aspects the reason why Filipinos' hard-working traits disappear. It all actually began with the destruction of the galleon trade, followed by the Spanish forced labor of Filipinos, lack of protection of Spain from pirates and foreign invaders, poor educational system, negligence of Spanish officials, introduction of gambling by the Spanish government, crooked system of religion, and high taxes. Dr. RIZAL described indolence of Filipinos during those times as a result of Spanish colonization. Further, due to Spaniards' negative impacts in the country, most Filipinos are less motivated and productive to do better for themselves. So if I was one of the Filipinos living at those times, I think I would also do and feel the same way, such as becoming lazy as a result of being deprived from all the essential aspects that would help me become a better individual. Also, because of poor status and lack of knowledge, this will keep me ignorant and incapable of saving myself from the harsh conditions of those times, in which will only further decrease my hope of living a better life. However, one's indolence can be changed when granted by all the means to gain knowledge and freedom to become productive. Now, I will give my reflection for Noli Me Tangere with the mode microscope. So, this satirical fiction novel written by Dr. RIZAL entitled Noli Me Tangere portrays the oppressive ruling of the Spanish government and the injustice of the Catholic priest. The story follows a native mestizo named Juan Crisostomo Ibarra and the corrupt and injustice that he encountered after his return to the Philippines from studying in Europe. This novel cites so many societal issues during the Spanish colonization. One part of the story that caught my attention was about Father Damas's curriculum meddling, where he insisted on teachers that beating children is a form of discipline and teaching Spanish should be banned. This implies in our society how powerful education really is. During the Spanish colonization, many of the native Filipinos don't have proper education, as those Spaniards fear and knows that once natives are enlightened by knowledge, they will rise to pressure the Spanish government or else make a revolution. Dr. RIZAL shows how significant education really is during his time and even till this day. Without proper education, most of us will remain ignorant, without hopes and dreams. Through education, we can fight for our rights, have freedom, develop ourselves and our society for everyone's best interest. So for the last topic, I will now give my reflection on El Filibusterismo with the mode microscope. So this novel written by Dr. RIZAL entitled El Filibusterismo is a sequel of Noli Me Tangere. So this story follows one Chrysostom Ibarra, but with a new identity named Simon, a jeweler. This novel portrays a series of events filled with hate, bitterness, anger, and vengeance against the oppressive regimes. One part of the novel that caught my attention was about Simon's plan of exploding the wedding reception to kill everyone, such as members of the civil society and church hierarchy. This implies in our society that violence will surface in an injustice and corrupt ruling of government. For example, if an individual, group, or community is deprived from rights and is ruled by corruption and injustice, one may resort to violence to be heard. We can see this violent behavior, for example, from the rebels roaming the corners of Mindanao, demanding for change in which the government struggled to offer. This had resulted to more crimes and threats which cast fear to the people of Mindanao. Though peaceful means are available, such as reforms, but without immediate response from the government, risk for violence increased. So, RIZAL shows the extreme extent of what might happen if the oppressed individuals or group is denied by rights and justice. But no matter how hard or how big the issue is the community or the society faces, one should always resort to peaceful means and not to violence. So that is all. Thank you so much for listening.